In the bustling city of Trabzon, there was a small, modest hospital near the edge of town. For 5 days, a dog had sat patiently at the door of room 212. She was an unremarkable-looking dog, an old, scruffy thing with a dull coat, but her eyes told a different story. There was a deep love in them, a devotion that never wavered. Her name was Bella. She had lived with her human, Elif, for years, since Elif had found her as a pup abandoned on a rainy night. Bella had become Elif's constant companion, her shadow through thick and thin. So when Elif had fallen ill and had been rushed to the hospital after a sudden collapse, Bella's world had been turned upside down. But it wasn't just the sudden fear of losing her owner that brought Bella to the hospital door. It was the unwavering instinct to stay by her side, to guard the one who had given her everything. At first, the hospital staff had been confused. A dog sitting outside a hospital room was unusual, to say the least, but the nurses, especially one named Aja, had quickly grown attached to the dog. They brought her food and water, and every time they passed by, they would gently scratch behind her ears, trying to comfort her. Bella never budged. She would lift her head slightly as they passed, her gaze never leaving the door. 5 days had passed since Elif was admitted. Bella's food was mostly untouched. Her body had grown weaker, and her fur had become matted with dust from the hospital floor. But her eyes, those eyes remained locked on the door of room 212, never straying, never losing hope. The doctors had done everything they could for Elif. She had been stabilized, but she wasn't improving. They had tried to comfort her, but nothing seemed to help. They feared she might not make it, and the thought of telling Bella was unbearable. On the 5th day, as the sun began to set, a quiet shift took place. Bella's head perked up. For a moment, there was a stillness in the air. Then, the door to room 212 creaked open. Elif, still weak but conscious, looked up to see her loyal dog standing. Her tail wagging ever so slightly, Asha hurried to Elif's side. "You've been waiting for her, haven't you?" she whispered. Elif smiled weakly, tears welling in her eyes. She tried to reach out but was too weak. But Bella, sensing that her human needed her, limped forward slowly. If you liked the video, put like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find a lot of interesting things.